Caution remains out here at Atlanta Motor Speedway due to the incident involving Michael Waltrip. Now, during the pit stops, remember, it is a violation if you get a loose tire and it floats out into pit road, and we almost had that situation with the 13 team as Robbie Gordon was making the pit stop. And now you'll notice one of the guys recognized the fact that the tire is loose, and he'll
take off after,
ramble over and get it. Meanwhile, watch Scott Wimmer as he pulls out.
So he got that tire back just in time to avoid it from hitting Scott Wimmer and also to avoid a penalty.
Absolutely. Good work. All right, let's take a look at the Napa field summary now. Robert Presley has moved to the front of the field. Dale Jarrett, Ward Burton, Dale Earnhardt, and Jerry Nadeau are the top 5. 133 laps completed. Little did we know that when Jeff Gordon took the checkered flag on the Watkins Glen Road Course in 1997, he was on his way to a record. For 3 straight years, he won at that New York track and added 3 consecutive victories at the Sears Point facility in California, making him the king of road courses. The streak ended earlier this year at the Global Crossing at the Glen, when, of course, Steve Park took the checkered flag in that event. Well, Jeff Gordon lines up in 13th position now as we get set for another restart. Robert Presley is at the front of the field, and Dale Jarrett is right behind him.
King Schrader down on the inside. He's 2 laps down as a result of a green flag pit stop. He sees an opportunity here maybe to get one of those laps back. He doesn't know if he can outrun Robert Presley, but he's sure going to try, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to pull that off.
This is only the 4th race that Robert Presley has led this year. He did lead 2 laps at the recent Rockingham encounter. He is our 10th leader so far today.
Sure, if Robert just took 2 tires or a fuel only, he made an awful quick pit stop, but nevertheless he did get out front.
Jarrett closes in right on the back bumper. Presley's going to try to get alongside, get position, get alongside and pass him down in 1. Almost made some contact, those 2 Fords did. You see the damage to the right front on Robert Presley's car. He made several pit stops trying to put some tape on that. I don't know what caused that fender to be bent.
Another new leader, I guess, Bob.
Exactly.
The 12th one.
That's exactly right. He is leading for the first time today, Dale Jarrett, so he becomes our 12th.
Been a very competitive race.
And Ward Burton goes by the 77 car of Presley, moves into 2nd. Earnhardt's 4th.
And I believe Ward Burton has had the fastest car here the last 50 or 60 laps. And it looks like he's still fast after he put that set of tires in.
Ray Dunlap is with Michael Waltrip.
Mikey, ugly-looking race car sitting here in the garage. Are you okay?
Yeah, love you, Mom. All y'all at home, I'm fine. All you people at home, I'm perfect. Just, I was real loose all day long, and therefore I wasn't getting in the corner real deep, and whoever was behind me probably just didn't anticipate me letting off a little bit earlier than normal. But, man, I just would spin out if I tried to get in deep, so I would roll in, and then I could run good off. And once we got the new off the tires, I had the fastest car, one of the fastest cars on the track. And so just dealing with a little bit of a problem there getting in, and whoever was behind me, I don't blame them at all. I probably let off a little bit before they expected it. And got hit in the back and got knocked into the wall. What a great day for my brother, though. I'm real proud for him, everybody sending him off the way they did. I even got my uniform autographed by him.
That'll be a nice collector's item, right?
It will be. I'm just so thankful. You know, when you're a kid, they tell you to keep your eye on the ball. And Darrell was the ball to me. I watched him since I was born. And what a role model he turned out to be. Could have been disastrous, you know. But he just did it perfect, and I'm real thankful for my brother.
Well, the good news is Michael's okay. DW is still on the track, and guys, I think he's in about 33rd position, 1 lap down.
He's a lap down, and it's Michael's 10th DNF of the year, so we know that he hopes for much better outcomes next year when he starts driving for Dale Earnhardt Enterprises. Now, we've had a lot of changes up front, and now we have a battle between Ward Burton, who's the current leader, and Dale Earnhardt, who's now second.
Hey, we talked about how good Ward Burton was. How about Earnhardt? He's already led today, but coming up there challenging the guy that I thought had the best car at this point of the race.
Dale won the race here in the spring. He has led 12 laps so far today. And Jerry Punch has more.
Guys, 2 sets of tires ago for Dale Earnhardt, he said the car had the front end was just skating in the corners. The last set of tires, he said the car was just twitchy loose. The car was going to just sort of jerk loose. They asked him, do you want us to change anything? He said, nah, just put 4 on it. I'll drive it how I want to drive it.
He does know how to adapt as well as anyone out there, because he's been doing it a long time.
The new champion and last year's champion running side by side, but there is also a good battle up front.
And here comes Jerry Nadeau, moves into that 3rd spot, getting closer and closer. Pretty good battle going on between Kenseth and the 77 car, Presley. That's back for the 9th spot. And here comes Todd Bodine. What a day is heaven in that Kmart car. Yep. Watch this, folks. Would you like to take that thing down in turn 1 at 189, 90, 93, 94 miles per hour?
Boy, that is fast for a 1.5-mile racetrack.
The kind of RPMs that Rustin will turn down the backstretch, which is the slowest. 8,800, almost 89. Touching the brakes just a little bit.
Hey, Rustin made all those pit stops early in the race, and now got himself up there in the top 10.
Big gaggle of cars here. 31 is Mike Skinner, of course. He's running 13th, and Robert Presley is there. Schrader not on the same lap as the others in the group.
And Steve Park is back there as well in the Pennzoil Chevrolet. He ran so well early on.
Kurt Busch is right up ahead. And now the 2nd place position is being contested as Jerry Nadeau moves inside Dale Earnhardt. They rumble down into turn number 1.
And what, Bob?
They're still running side by side. You thought I was going to say...
Yeah, I really thought you were going to say Nadeau took over that spot. But you can say it now, I think, very safely, Bob.
And Nadeau now takes over the spot. Todd Bodine and Dave Blaney and Jeff Gordon. That's 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Matt Kenseth has another good run going. He's up in the 9th position, not too far behind Rusty Wallace.
He would be the highest of the Ray Bestis rookie contenders right now, although Dave Blaney is back in 11th. Boy, they're just scattered all over the racetrack, aren't they?
Some high, some low. Makes for good racing. A lot of side-by-side. You can see right here.
Rusty Wallace getting a pretty serious challenge from the 17 of Kenseth.
Kenseth leads rookie points by 28 over Dale Earnhardt Jr. going into this race.
Not hurting himself right now. He's running in the 8th position, where Earnhardt Jr. is 18th. 10 positions behind him.
Rusty just can't keep that car on the bottom of the racetrack for whatever reason. Made some pretty serious adjustments on the thing so far, but nothing has worked.
Gordon trying to take over 11th from Blaney. There's the lead that Ward Burton enjoys over Jerry Nadeau. It's about a half a second or less as the laps continue to click off here. 150 are in the books. Nadeau second, then Dale Earnhardt, Bobby Labonte, and Jeff Burton. We'll be right back with more from Atlanta Motor Speedway.
I was head coach in the NFL, and for whatever reason was able to win a Super Bowl my second year. I've been in this 9 years in motorsports, and we've not won a championship. I think the finish of our season is very much like the playoffs in the NFL. Those last 3 or 4 weeks, you're still in it, and you get more intense, and every week you could take a big step forward, or you could lose it all.
The NASCAR Winston Cup Championship. The race is on.
So is it hard? I think I'm living testimony to say it's pretty daggum hard.
Ward Burton continues to lead the Napa 500 here in Atlanta with Jerry Nadeau running a very close second. Get you back to the 46 car of Todd Bodine, who's been racing hard with Jeff Gordon the last few laps. They continue to battle for that 8th position. Jeff gets the nose of the car out front as they exit the corner, but down the straightaway, Bodine keeps him back there.
A little bit of a scare a little bit ago as he was down on the inside of Rusty Wallace. Dale Jarrett up there on the outside, and look at the back end.
Whoa.
Come around on that car.
Wow.
Did a good job of hanging on. Hey, a battle for the lead.
Well, this is the battle for 3rd spot.
You know, I was thinking back to March here when those two were battling for the lead. Yeah, they were really going at it here in March, and of course came across the start-finish line side by side, and Earnhardt won it by just inches.
Running together again, but back in the 3rd and 4th positions.
Looks like Earnhardt's, the 3 car, is really, really good for 15 or 20 laps, and then he starts slowing down, allowing the other cars to catch up. Bobby Labonte, Jeff Burton, and you see Earnhardt very, very high on the racetrack. Ooh, almost got that wall off turn 4.
Steve Hart coming in for an unscheduled pit stop.
This on lap number 159.
Jeff Burton making his presence known there, coming up on Bobby Labonte, and here is Steve Hart. This is definitely an unscheduled stop for him.
You hear the engine running.
Because we had a power going down, vibration or something.
Todd Bodine and Rusty Wallace are contesting the 9th position, and here's the Haviland serial scoring on Rusty Wallace, who started 20th, was back in 33rd at the end of lap number 31, and now finds himself in 10th position. Down to Bill Weber, who's with Robin Pemberton.
And Rusty Wallace moving forward on the track. Fell back as far as 41st, but now you're in the top 10. Have you made the car better?
Yeah, we've made it a little bit better. This racetrack is really loose after all the rain last night, the last day. We still have to work on it a little bit. We might have to adjust some of the shocks or maybe stiffen the rear springs up.
Any concern with what happened to Mayfield's car?
There's always a concern when your teammate has an engine problem or some system that's common within the car. So, but if it made it this far, we'll probably be all right.
Okay, now on the track, obviously Rusty's racing for points. He's also racing the 99 car for the Gatorade Front Runner Award and the 18 car for the Engine Builder of the Year Award. A lot going on for this team today.
Wallace, the engine builder for the 2 car, is leading the Engine Builder of the Year Award, I think, by about 2 points over Mark Cronquist, the engine builder on Bobby Labonte's 18 car.
We'll know who wins all of those special awards the night of the NASCAR Winston Cup banquet at the Waldorf Astoria.
Bobby Labonte's been trying. He just cannot get by the 3 car of Earnhardt.
3rd and 4th. Halfway point of the Napa 500. 163 laps completed.
And Ned, look who is gaining on these guys. Matt Kenseth.
He is coming on up to 5th place now. And look, he's coming up on the 18 and 3 car. And we understand that maybe Jeff Burton, who had moved up in the top 5 there for a little while, may be having a problem. He's brought back to 6 and he's coming into the pits.
Here is Burton bringing the Citgo number 99 Ford Taurus down pit road, and Ray Dunlap, he's headed toward you.
Well, Bob, nothing on the radio here other than Jeff says I got a pit. So Frank Stoddard said, get ready, guys, 4 tires and gas here. No idea why he decided to come in here. Jeff indicated nothing on the radio before he headed for pit road. They come around here, left side tires. He will go a lap down here. In this situation, Brother Ward leading the race. He's down and away.
14.3 second stop for Jeff Burton, and he rolls back onto the racetrack.
Well, that was a great pit stop, but even as good as it was, as Ray said, he'll go a lap down.
Yep.
Now there are just 28 cars remaining on the lead lap, which is still a lot at the halfway point, but we had 30-some for a long, long time.
Matt Kenseth was 11th on the lap 136 restart, and he is battling Dale Earnhardt now for the 5th position. Make that 4th position.
Remember, Matt Kenseth, the 17 car, the DeWalt car, won the Coca-Cola 600 at the Lowe's Motor Speedway, a racetrack very similar to this. As a matter of fact, this speedway was patterned after the Lowe's Motor Speedway.
And I would guess that number 17 has a similar setup under his race car.
Matt Kenseth has been the top finishing rookie in 16 races this season. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has been top finishing rookie 8 times.
Earnhardt's making him work for it.
And here we go, battle for the lead, and Nadeau comes off turn 4, gets on the inside of Ward Burton and
run your
takes
race
it.
now. You run your pace.
Hey, I noticed on the speed chart that Ward Burton had dropped down to about 176 miles an hour, where Nadeau and others are running 178. As we see Kenseth now down on the inside, looks like he's going to take that position from Earnhardt. No, he didn't slide it in front of him. Thought he was going to, and he thought, maybe this is not the guy I need to slide up in front of.
Well, Kenseth, one of the fastest cars on the racetrack, but he's had extreme difficulty in passing Dale Earnhardt until this moment, and now Kenseth moves to 4th. Now he's got some clean track ahead of him, and he'll be trying to catch up to Bobby Labonte, who is running in the 3rd position. Jerry Nadeau out front here. He has led 62 laps so far and has led the most laps to this point of the Napa 500, the season finale for the 2000 NASCAR Winston. There's Jerry Nadeau continuing to lead. He has about a 1 1/4 second advantage now on second place Ward Burton. There's the interval back to Ward. Lap car of Scott Pruitt.
Pruitt just went a lap down. That leaves 26 cars on the lead lap.
And the last time Bobby Labonte was the quickest car in the top 6, gaining on the leader a little bit.
There is Todd Bodine, who is now in the 10th position. He was moving up quite rapidly, but then got again way up high on the racetrack and had to back out of the throttle.
He had done that earlier today, and that'll get your attention when you do that. That'll make you back off just a little bit more when you go into that corner.
Scott Pruitt is on pit road. As Ned said, he just was lapped and now visits pit road. Here's the battle for 5th between Earnhardt and Gordon that Jeff now has.
I think you're right. The longer Earnhardt runs, the worse his car gets.
Yeah, he's real good for the first 10 or 15 laps, and then just starts deteriorating and gets worse, it seems, almost every lap.
Pennzoil copter cam continues to hover over Atlanta Motor Speedway, giving us these beautiful aerial shots. And again, yesterday, the copter couldn't even get in the air because of the horrible weather conditions that we had. But today, there is hardly a cloud in the sky, BP.
No, it is a beautiful, beautiful day. A little chilly, I guess. Those guys on pit road would say it was cold. I'm pretty comfortable myself, but they probably would complain about being a little chilly.
Get some more shrimp or anything for you, BP?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Comes the 40 car of Sterling Marlin up to challenge Earnhardt.
Dale Jarrett has certainly had some problems recently. Remember, he was up front not too long ago, and he is currently running in the 14th position, 19.5 seconds behind the leader. Jerry, what's the problem there?
If you take a look at Dale Jarrett's left front headlight area, there's a hole there. DJ either hit something or something debris-wise went through there, but there's a hole in the left front of his quality care Ford there. You can see it there. And apparently that hole is causing a serious push. It says the car will not turn at all in the corner. They're going to patch that hole and make an adjustment for the track bar at their next pit stop. So that's why he has dropped back now to 14th position on the field.
Normally, we show you how drivers have advanced their positions after a caution. Unfortunately, that isn't the way it's working for Dale Jarrett, because when we had the restart, he was running in second position, and he has now dropped back, as we said, to 14th.
Actually took the lead there after the restart, and now has dropped back, and a couple of cars that were running in front of him have made unscheduled pit stops. As you see Jimmy Spencer come down pit road right now. Jimmy had just been lapped by the leaders.
Spencer comes in with very high hopes of winning this race before it began. And John Kernan is right there.
And it's a Ford tire change for Jimmy Spencer. He thinks there might be a problem with the shock or something, because he says he goes in the corner and you can just feel the car want to go sideways on him. So they brought him in, changed 4 tires, sent him down and away.
Now the 2 and the 3 are battling. Wallace and Earnhardt. This is for the 7th spot.
And here comes Blaney, the 93 car, also racing with these guys in 9th position. Meanwhile, a report on Dale Earnhardt from Jerry Punch.
Apparently, as more and more rubber is getting on the racetrack, many of the drivers are complaining the groove is getting tighter and tighter. And Earnhardt's car has gotten very tight in the middle of the corner off. As he put it, it's plowing in the middle of the corner. They'll make an adjustment for the first time today when he makes his pit stop in about the next 7 or 8 laps.
His pit stop. He's down a lap in 28th spot.
Well, he just went a lap down. He's been running anywhere from 25th to 30th position about all day.
Well, it's not been a good weekend. He's had some good runs in the last couple of weeks, but didn't start very good on Friday during qualifying. Down in 1 and 2, the car gets loose, and he goes up and tries to nail the gas, but he can't do it. Backs are in the fence, so the car he's using today is a backup car.
And he admitted to us that he was going for the pole. But that's what happened.
The 75 car of Wally Dallenbach, who ran so well. Let's go down to Bill Weber quickly.
Just a quick pit stop for Johnny Benson. A little trouble on the left rear. He believes they have the wrong gear in the car, so it's been a frustrating day for him.
2 and 3 side by side once again. Wallace, Earnhardt. Jerry Nadeau's lead is a little over a second now at the 184 lap mark over series champion for 2000, Bobby Labonte.
So, lap 188, the car number 88 makes a scheduled pit stop. Dale Jarrett, they put a patch over that hole in the left front, change 4 tires, make a track bar adjustment, and the car number 24 coming down pit road. Let's check in on pit road in their pit.
Jeff Gordon's crew waiting for him to come to his pit as he slowly makes his way down pit road. Just a lap ago, he told Robbie Loomis on the radio the car's starting to vibrate and getting really loose. So Robbie said, hey, come on in. They'll also make a chassis adjustment. As I have to stop a tire on pit road from hitting Brad, my camera guy. And now around to the left side. They made the chassis adjustment. Jeff Gunn in the engine waiting, left nuts tighten. He gets down the way. Dr. Jerry Punch.
Air pressure adjustment for Dale Earnhardt. Remember we told you the car was very, very tight in the middle of the corner. They were thinking about a rubber in the left front. They did not have time to get down and away under a green flag stop.
Rusty Wallace on pit road. They wanted him to stay out 2 or 3 more laps to try and reach a fuel window. He said he felt a vibration. He wanted to come. Robin said, come on in. It's 4 tires and fuel. The 46 is also on pit road. He's getting the windshield for Rusty. He's got his tires and fuel. He heads back out.
Kenny Wallace moving off pit road also. There's Todd Bodine, who has his work completed.
And the leader's about to come into the pits as Todd Bodine goes out. Jerry Nadeau will come in.
That's going to give the lead to Bobby Labonte, who has not led yet today. John?
Tony Furr, Jerry Nadeau, very happy with the way the car is. The last 2 stops have made no adjustments at all. He squeals to a stop. They'll go to work on the right side. Now they're going to peel off the tearaway, and I believe that's the last one they're going to have left for the day. Swinging around to the left side. No chassis adjustments, no air pressure adjustments. Still very satisfied with the way the car's running. Another good pit stop for Jerry Nadeau's crew.
Just a little over 15 seconds, and Nadeau rolls back out onto the racetrack.
Bill Elliott making his way down pit road.
And Bill Weber is right there.
Bill Elliott on pit road. Routine stop here. The tearaway pulled from the windshield. To improve the visibility. Obviously, that's been a problem throughout the day. Right side to run. Now we'll get left side tires. Good run for Elliott. Changes to the Dodge next year. Heads back into his final race for his own team, Terrain.
Well, get ready for Mike Skinner to come down pit road. Skinner says that the car is very, very good. Larry McReynolds talked to him on the radio. They said, let's not make any chassis changes, but they did decide to put a ½ pound of air back in the right front. Now, Skinner wants to stay out there and lead a lap, but he does not this time. He comes down pit road. Bobby Labonte was posted to leader that time. Comes in for a smooth stop. Atlanta, one of the tracks that Skinner has been excellent at. You won't see any changes with the wedge wrench here. Skinner says he's very happy with the car. Crew comes around to the left side. A bit of a hang-up on the left rear there. Jackman comes around, and this will be somewhat of a lengthy stop. Already into the 12-second range. Guys are done, and he goes away at 15.8. Now to Jerry Punch.
Newly crowned Winston Cup champion Bobby Labonte waited and waited. Why did he wait? Because they may be able to make it in one more pit stop, somewhere around lap 365. We'll wait and see. Left side tires going on. 4 tires, no adjustments, no air pressure. Bobby says the car is getting better and better. We've heard that story before here at Atlanta Motor Speedway in the late laps. Kills the engine, now refires and is away.
Bobby Labonte did lead 4 laps before he relinquished it to come in for his pit stop.
He stayed on the racetrack with some worn tires. Ward Burton, one of the earlier cars to pit. And while Bobby Labonte was out with those worn tires, Ward Burton making up some ground. And there he is, very close to the 18 car. He'll go by Bobby Labonte. But meanwhile, that great pit stop by Nadeau will put him back up front.
Indeed, Jerry Nadeau is going to be the leader of the race once again. And his advantage over Ward Burton is going to be a little more than 7 1/4 seconds. Bobby Labonte third, then Matt Kenseth and Jeff Burton. Down to John Kernan once again.
Jerry Nadeau's crew looking over the tires. They roll it back. You can see where they've circled around. The Goodyear engineers showing where the cords are. And Tony Furr just told Jerry, you're going to have to take it easy on your tires because that time we ran a full fuel stop for you. So you're going to have to take it easy on your tires because we showed a little bit of chunking. So now they're continuing to talk things over with the Goodyear engineer. But Tony also told me they could not make it on one more stop. They would need 2.
Will we have a first-time winner here at Atlanta Motor Speedway to end the 2000 season? Well, right now, Jerry Nadeau, who has never won in the series, is in the lead over Bobby Labonte, Ward Burton, Matt Kenseth, and Jeff Burton. Well, Jerry Nadeau has just lapped the 4 car of Bobby Hamilton, so he is now a lap down. There are 18 cars on the lead lap. Down to Jerry Punch.
Bob, let's update tire wear a little bit here in the new Winston Cup Champions pits. Bobby Labonte, for the first time today, we're actually seeing some exposed cords along the inside of the right front tire. You see along there a big area here, and this was a complete fuel stop. 65 laps on this right front tire. It's the first time we have seen this on Bobby Labonte. A little earlier, I showed you Dale Earnhardt's right front and right rear tires. His were even worse. This time, they came off. So we're seeing significant wear here on the right front, but no right rear wear for Bobby Labonte. What about Rusty Wallace, Bill Ever?
Jerry, it continues to amaze me what these drivers can feel at 190 miles an hour. Remember, Rusty said he had a vibration, so he didn't want to stay out. This is the inside of his right front tire. Right here, you can see worn to the cord and chunked right here. Worn to the cord through here, chunked out right there. 55 green flag laps on this right front. Amazing feel by Rusty. Might have saved himself a hard hit. Let's go further down pit road.
Well, Bill, on lap 165, Jeff Burton came into the pits. We didn't know why. He just said the car wouldn't handle. They checked all the tires around. Everything was okay. All the air pressures were up. None of them were flat. But Jeff said he didn't like the way the car was handling. He went a lap down then. But because of all these green flag pit stops that we've had, Jeff Burton is now back on the lead lap. He's running an 8. So the 99 car hopes we get a caution.
Yes, he does need a caution flag, Ray. You're right. Right now, big time. He's in 8th position, but he has those tires that are worn and losing ground to the leaders.
6th and 7th here, Jeff Gordon, Matt Kenseth. They're running about 10 1/4 or 10 1/2 seconds behind the leader.
But they're only about 15-20 car lengths behind Dale Earnhardt, the 5th place car. Rusty Wallace has moved his car up to the 4th position.
And he's not very far in front of Earnhardt, like 0.2 of a second. Jerry Nadeau is the leader by over 5 seconds. So he's on the racetrack by himself there right now. That's a good position to be in. They're coming up on Terry Labonte, who is running in 17th position. His teammate trying to put him a lap down.
There you see Bobby Labonte, as Ned said, he's now 4.8 seconds behind. Well, that means one thing, I think, that Tony Furr has told Jerry Nadeau, you've got to take care of those tires. And I think right now that he probably is not running that car as fast as it will go because he is, in fact, taking care of those tires.
And the 99 car of Jeff Burton comes in for the pit stop. He wanted a caution. He didn't get a caution. This pit stop is under green.
And he's only been about 45 laps. Let's go down to Ray Dunlap.
Well, guys, remember back in March here at Atlanta, they blew the right front tire on the 99 car. He hit the wall hard and finished 43rd that day. Jeff Burton says, we are not going to take a chance on tires today. They're putting some water in there, too, as the temperature up just a little bit on the 99 here, but this was a caution, or I mean, excuse me, a pit stop for tires. They did not get that caution, Benny, and again, one more lap down here. They may go 2 laps down because of the lengthy pit stop.
They very well could, Ray. That was surprising to see that they had to add water to it, but you can see the steam coming out the overflow, so apparently it was overheating with them, so that's going to be a costly situation for Jeff Burton as far as his battle with Dale Earnhardt is concerned for the 2nd place in the points.
Yep, there you see now that Earnhardt is in 2nd position, and Burton is 73 points behind him right now, and Jarrett 89, so Jarrett could move up into 3rd. That's why we keep track of the points so closely here in this final race, because there is so much money at stake.
And Earnhardt has gotten by the 2 car of Rusty Wallace, and Jeff Gordon comes up right behind. What happened to Kenseth? They've driven away from Matt Kenseth.
By over a second, as a matter of fact.
I don't know if we ever mentioned it or not, but Tony Stewart has been back in the race for a little while. He got his car repaired. In fact, he's coming down pit road right now. But he has him back in there, but he's still down in 38th position, 62 laps behind the leader.
Bill, is there a problem with Kenseth's car?
No, Bob, we're very happy with how that car's running at this point in the race. He has backed up just a little bit, but nothing wrong with the race car. Earlier in the race, they got a set of tires that made the car very loose, and they were really concerned. But since that time, through air pressure and good pit stops, they've made up a lot of time on the track, made the car better. Their last stop was 15.08. I talked to Robbie Reiser, Matt's crew chief, before the race. He said, yes, they're interested in the Rookie of the Year award. Obviously, they're leading that race, but their goals before the season included finishing in the top 15 in points. He came in here 14th. They want to maintain that spot. It's also Matt's last race as a single man. He and his fiancée Katie get married the middle of next month.
And we certainly do wish them the best. Wallace and Gordon continue to race close for 5th.
Jeff Gordon about the only car here. I guess Nadeau can probably run on the bottom of the racetrack, but Jeff able to use the bottom of the track. Most other guys, after a few laps, got to ease back up the track and run the high lane.
Well, Jerry Nadeau continues to lead, John Kernan.
Yes, he does, Bob. And just a few minutes ago, Benny pointed out that Tony Furr was probably telling him to take it easy on those tires to make them last, because we saw what that right front looked like after that last stop. There's also another reason he's kind of backed off the pace. Tony told him just a few laps after he told me they would need another stop late, 2 stops to finish the race. He told Jerry, he said, look, Jerry, you got about a straightaway lead on Bobby Labonte. You need to kind of take it easy on the fuel. Try and save as much fuel as you can each and every lap, because we want to try and make it to the end with only one more stop. Now, if I got the lap count right, that would be 67 laps from the end would be his last stop. To Dr. Jerry Punch.
Guys, I told you Bobby Labonte stayed out an extra 4 laps to make that last pit stop. The reason being, they wanted to see if they could calculate and possibly make it on one more stop. Well, Mark Quanquist, their engine builder, has made the calculations as he nervously paces around the porta-johns back here behind pit wall. And he has figured that if we stay green, they can make it on one more stop. They'll have to go 130 laps total, split it in half. That is 65 laps. Their last stop will be on lap 260. And then not only could win the championship, they come away and win the race. And maybe Mark Quanquist will win the A.E. Cleveland Engine Builder of the Year award. What a sweep that would be for Joe Gibbs Racing.
So much still at stake as we're now well past the halfway mark of this finale of the 2000 season, the Napa 500. Yesterday here at Atlanta Motor Speedway in the Media Center, a real special moment. 6 former Winston Cup champions saluted Darrell Waltrip, and of course his brother Michael was also there. We had it on live, but in case you missed it, you're going to get to see it again. We'll have a special presentation of Darrell Waltrip, a champion salute, Sunday, 9:30 Eastern Time on ESPN2, as Waltrip ends his Winston Cup career here this afternoon. By the way, he's running in 35th position, 4 laps down. Jerry Nadeau is the leader of the race, with Bobby Labonte running in 2nd position. Then Ward Burton, Jeff Gordon, and Rusty Wallace now 5th. Right behind him is Earnhardt.
Jeff Gordon and Rusty Wallace both have passed Earnhardt here in the last couple of laps. And there's old Dave Blaney running solid in the top 10 once again, 3rd straight race.
It took him a while to get the hang of things, but I think this guy in the last few races has really showed that he is going to be a top contender in Winston Cup competition. He recorded his first top 10 at Phoenix a few weeks ago, and then had another top 10 last weekend at Homestead. And right now he is in the top 10 again. As a matter of fact, he's headed for, if he can finish there today, his best career finish, which right now is 8th. At the Phoenix Mile.
And he's running 6th.
And this week, Dave Blaney and several other cars were at the Lowe's Motor Speedway testing a new Dodge. This car will be switched from a Pontiac to a Dodge next year. Dale Earnhardt Jr. on pit road. Got some problems back in the right rear. Don't know exactly what's wrong with the car. Let Ray Dunlap. You know, they thought maybe Ray would know what's going on, but evidently doesn't. right rear like something was loose back there, but decided to change tires and send Junior back on his way.
We have had 3 first-time winners in the year 2000. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Matt Kenseth, Steve Park. The last time we had 4 first-time winners was 1988, and that, by the way, is the most first-time winners in the modern era. During 1998, the following drivers won their first NASCAR Winston Cup race. Lake Speed, Ken Schrader, Alan Kowicki, and who was the 4th?
Phil Parsons at Talladega.
I was just checking you, see if you remember.
In 1988.
Yes. So we could have a tying of that record here today of 4 first-time winners if Jerry Nadeau can hang on.
His lead is shrunk down to just a fraction over 3 seconds the last time around. It had been up over 5 seconds, but we've already documented the fact that he's not pushing it too hard right now, trying to conserve fuel and trying to conserve those tires.
Check the UPS race recap. Nadeau has led the most laps so far, 117. We've had 18 lead changes, 7 caution periods. Then the average speed is up to over 135.5 miles an hour. Those who have led laps now shown. Ward Burton having led the 2nd highest number. Scott Wimmer in his debut in the series led 9. Bobby Labonte, our champion, has led 4 so far. Last year's champ Dale Jarrett has led 2, and there are even more who have been out front. Steve Park and Kenny Wallace have both led a lap. We have 5 drivers that are out of the race. Michael Waltrip, Mark Martin, Jeremy Mayfield, Elliott Sadler, and Jeffrey Bodine. And the 88 car of Dale Jarrett has just gone a lap down in 14th.
Robert Presley, the 13th and 14th place cars, and now just...
You still got well over a half a straightaway there. Good job, man.
So 12 cars now on the lead lap.
I mean, what they're trying to tell Jerry Nadeau, it doesn't matter that the lead is diminishing, because if you have a 6-second lead or a 7-second lead, if you have to make another pit stop for fuel that the 2nd place car, Bobby Labonte, doesn't have to make, you're going to lose. So back up, slow down. Sometimes the fastest car does not always win.
On board with Bobby Labonte, who finds himself 2.5 seconds behind the leader of the race, Nadeau. Behind Labonte is Ward Burton, Jeff Gordon, and Rusty Wallace. We'll take a break and be right back.
This is the Firebird Trans Am. And it's very hungry. The muscle car lives. Firebird Trans Am by Pontiac.
Guys, it's getting real loose on me. Rusty, pit next lap. Pit next lap? Pit next lap. Are you sure? I'm positive. What's going on, guys? Stay out or pit? Pit. No pit.
Pit.
Pit. Pit.
No pit.
No pit, baby. Pit. Don't pit.
From the driver's seat to the pits, to anywhere NASCAR fans might be.
Live coverage of the Napa 500 from Atlanta Motor Speedway, our final telecast of NASCAR Winston Cup racing, hopefully for just a little while, but we will continue to be the home of NASCAR's greatest moments. Our newest series, it'll be on ESPN Classic Pit Stop. It takes the green flag on January the 6th at 10 o'clock Eastern with the 1991 Daytona 500. Classic Pit Stop only on ESPN Classic.
And Rick Mast in the Conseco car is having a terrible day.
Yeah.
He's back in 36th. He's, what, 6 laps down, Ned?
Yes, 6 laps down.
We saw Rusty Wallace go down in turn 1 at 93 miles per hour. Let's watch Rick Mast, and we'll see how he accelerates and what kind of speed he's able to attain. 188, 191, 192.
Yep.
We'll check out the telemetry, the Jimmy Dean sausage telemetry in Rusty Wallace's car and see what kind of top speed he has. Down the backstretch. 193 I saw. The front stretch ought to be faster. Rusty Wallace pretty close behind Jeff Gordon as they go by Jimmy Spencer's car. 187, 189, 91, 90. Oh, starts backing down.
Yeah, I think the fact he's on the outside of Spencer's car there probably slowed him a little bit from what he would have been.
And Scott Wimmer is slow on the backstretch.
He was running in the 17th position.
And we understand it's an engine problem for Scott Wimmer.
Had a terrific day going, this young man did.
And Ricky Rudd has been posted. A lug nut missing on that car, so he has come in.
Yeah, he was in for a pit stop just a few laps ago. Kurt Busch is in the pits now also. There you see that 97 car. This Rudd takes his penalty and goes back out on the track.
Kurt Busch just lost a lap not too long ago, so he's having a fine race here.
I've seen this on the 97 car all day long. He stops and sits there for about 5 seconds. It starts overheating. See some steam come out the overflow, just like we saw on the 99 car.
Well, the 17 car of Kenseth comes in. He's running in the top 10 on the lead lap, but he needs a pit stop here on lap 241, Bill.
And, Bob, this could be a similar situation to what we talked about before that they had earlier in the race. Very, very loose on this set of tires. They want to make a track bar adjustment 3/4 of a round. Getting right side tires. There they make the track bar adjustment. Now the left side tires will come off. The new ones will go on. Matt Kenseth may not and probably won't be able to reach the finish after that stop. He'll need to make one more stop.
And once again, another car, a Jack Roush car, that after he sits there, it starts coming out, steam starts coming out the overflow. They overheat sitting still. I wonder what that's all about.
Well, we understand that Ward Burton might be having some problems. He's running third, huh, Doc?
They are biting their fingernails down here in the Caterpillar pit. Ward Burton radioed about 4 laps ago and said, I've got a vibration in the right front tire. They thought it might have been a wheel weight or maybe some heating off the caliper, but now Ward has said the vibration is all the way around the racetrack and getting worse. Tommy Baldwin said, can you give me 11 more laps, buddy? Can you hang on 11 more laps and we'll bring you in? And Ward says, I'm hanging, but it's getting worse and worse and worse.
Well, I tell you, most of the time those vibrations don't cure themselves.
The UPS serial scoring shows that Ward Burton has been as low as 39th, and he's been as high as the leader. Meanwhile, Dale Earnhardt now makes a pit stop, Jerry.
Dale Earnhardt comes in. He will not be able to make it the rest of the way on fuel from here, but they decided to go ahead and come in. You got to make 2 stops. Why not come in, get fresh tires, and pick up some time on the racetrack? Winningest driver in Atlanta Motor Speedway history, a 9-time winner, including the race here in the spring. 4 tires, slide air pressure change. Remember, Earnhardt's been pointing the car is getting tighter and tighter from the middle of the corner off. He will have to come in one more time as they make left side tires on his car. Dale Jarrett also in the pit right in front of him. 16.1 for Earnhardt. He's away.
Dale Jarrett, we're going to do the work on the left side of that car.
He'll have to make another pit stop as well.
And the jack drops at 16.5 seconds, and Jarrett rolls back into competition.
And the rear tire changer, for some reason, fell down. I'm not sure exactly what that's all about.
Back down to Bill Weber.
Hey, Benny.
Yeah.
That car may overheat while it's sitting still, but look what it's doing while it's moving fast. This is the right rear off Matt's car, and you can see that it is worn to the cords and chunked out big time in here. So these guys really going to have to watch their tires. Several other teams talking about sliding that right rear. So they're going to have to be very cautious here. Final laps of this race to Jerry Punch.
Ward Burton coming in for what should be, well, they may have to make one more stop. They did make it an extra 9 laps with that vibrating right front. Will be interesting to take a look at that right front tire when it comes off. Tommy Baldwin and the crew pull away the last tearaway off the windshield. Left side tires going on. No adjustment so far. Left sides on. He's down and away for Warburton.
Fantastic pit stop for Warburton under that kind of pressure, under 15 seconds. I'm talking about what's the rear tire changer on the Ford Quality Care number 88. Tighten those lug nuts. And he gets up and something happens and bam, he just falls down and busts his rear end.
That hurts.
John Kernan.
4 tire change for Jeff Gordon as he is in for service. They also put some wedge in the car and gotten loose again to Bill Weber.
Rusty Wallace had picked up a push. He had to come in. He's got 4 tires. Took him a little while on the front. Billy Wilborn disappointed, but remember he saved Rusty earlier in the race.
Not happy with the pit stop at all. The 93, we understand, may be out of fuel. He has made it to pit road, and Blaney arrives in his pit box, Jerry.
And a tough break for Dave Blaney. By the way, his teammate Scott Wimmer a moment ago was not an engine. He ran out of fuel as well. We are now being told by Bill Davis. Blaney comes down, right side tires, left side tires. A lot of teams trying to stretch the fuel so they can go in on one more stop. They cannot make it from here. Blaney out of gas, now being serviced. He's away.
Get all you can, man. Go, baby.
Bodine is in. A little bit of paint missing from the right side of that car where he scraped the wall a while ago. Work completed, and Todd Bodine goes back onto the racetrack.
And he too will have to make another stop, Bob. 75 laps to the end. I don't think that he can make it that far.
Jerry Nadeau, Bobby Labonte, and Mike Skinner are the only 3 who now haven't pitted in the last few laps. They remain on a lap by themselves. And Jerry Nadeau has just about a second advantage over Bobby Labonte. We have reached lap 252 of the Napa 500.
I like new things, especially when they get old.
The calculations for the new Winston Cup champion didn't quite work. Bobby Labonte has run out of gas. They were trying to stretch the fuel. And now they're saying that, no, it may not be fuel. The car is actually running when we come in. We're hearing Bobby tell the crew, right front tire may have gone down on the Interstate Batteries Pontiac. Bobby making a pit stop about 6 laps before they had scheduled themselves to come in. Here on lap 255. Left side tires going off 6, 12, 13, 14, 15.6 seconds for Bobby Labonte. He's down and away.
That means he's got about 70 laps to go. I think that'll really be pushing it to go the rest of the way without stop.
So do I. Now, can Nadeau? Can he run to...
If he runs another 2 or 3 laps, I think he can do it. Well, here he comes.
Nadeau gets it down over the speed limit. John Kernan.
Jerry Nadeau was going to stay out 3 more laps, but as soon as Bobby Labonte had to come in and pit, Tony first said, let's pit the next time by because it's between us and the 18 car to go the rest of the way. So everybody's going to have to pit one more time. Don't know if he can stretch it to, what would it be, 69 laps. That would be quite a stretch. With 4 tires and air pressure adjustment. You heard they wanted some wedge earlier, but they decided to take a look at the air pressure adjustment.
Great stop, guys. Great stop.
It was a good stop for Jerry Nadeau, but that now gives the lead to the 31 car of Mike Skinner. If you'll remember, here in the spring, he dominated this race, leading 191 laps, but now he has decided that he'll come in for a pit stop. Ray Dunlap.
Well, Bob, this was strategy for 2 reasons. Number 1, they can make it for fuel, no problem, but also to give them a couple more laps on those tires. These guys can go all the way. Now, this strategy only plays out if this race stays green. Left side tires are on, and Mike Skinner is down and away. And Benny Parsons at the beginning of the season predicted that Mike Skinner would be one of those first-time winners. Guess what, BP? Today's your last chance.
Yeah, don't remind me. But if Skinner can run about 68 laps on a tank of fuel, he just might pull this thing off because in the 22 car of Ward Burton, the 18 car of Bobby Labonte and the 25 of Jerry Nadeau, and they stop. They're going to lose about a lap.
Ward Burton has a 5-second lead on Jerry Nadeau.
That's as a result of him coming in, short pitting, as you say, and he's been out there a while on these new tires. And allowed him to pick up a lot during that period of time. He's run about, what, 10 or 12 laps, I guess, on this set of tires. Of course, Nadeau has new tires now, so that lead will probably dwindle.
The third time that Ward Burton has been out front of the Napa 500. We've got 259 laps completed, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to live coverage of the Napa 500, the final race of the 2000 NASCAR Winston Cup season. I'm Bob Jenkins, along with Ned Jarrett, Benny Parsons, John Kernan, Bill Weber, and Dr. Jerry Punch. And we are 264 laps into this 325-lap race with Ward Burton out front by a little over 5.5 seconds over Jerry Nadeau. Bobby Labonte is running in the third position. Well, what's coming up on Sports Center tonight at 6 o'clock with Trey Wingo, Kenny Mayne, and Chris McHenry? Well, the latest BCS rankings come out today. A great matchup on Monday Night Football. Skins back against the wall. And how do you fall from number 1 to number 2? How about because you haven't played a game? All those stories and more tonight on Sports Center at 6 Eastern here on ESPN.
There's see Ward Burton going by the 23 car, the AT&T Pontiac of Scott Wimmer, who we said we thought had blown an engine, but he simply ran out of fuel. He's now 24th, a couple of laps down, well, actually 3 laps down.
Okay, we go down to John Kernan, who's in the 25 pit.
Bob, I'm with the right rear tire off of Jerry Nadeau's car. Remember, I told you they were going to try and stay out there 3 more laps, but when Bobby Labonte pitted a couple laps before, they decided to come in. It's a good thing they did, because look at this. Worn down to the cord, 65 laps, they said. That's the maximum number of laps that they can do. So they're going to come up about 4 laps short from the end of the race. To Dr. Jerry Punch.
And we told you Bobby Labonte made an unscheduled pit stop about 5 laps early. He thought he had a tire going down. Well, actually what he was feeling was a vibration in the right rear tire. Here's the inside shoulder of the right rear tire with cords showing. Folks, all this right here, that's fabric. The rubber is completely gone, worn completely out at 60 laps. Now, the fuel situation here, we are told that if Peter Jellin got the car completely full of fuel, Mark Cronquist says they can gamble and try to make it the rest of the way without stopping and maybe steal the victory. How about tire wearing Rusty Wallace's pit, Bill Weber?
Well, Jerry, the fans might be tired of seeing this, but here you are again, exactly the same as the last set, inside the right front of Rusty Wallace's right front tire. You can see it's worn down to the cords. You know, this team's concerned about this. This was less than 60 laps because they went with a very conservative air pressure, conservative upper control arm, conservative setup. Basically, it's a combination of a green racetrack and camber that's doing this. But this is going to affect the final 70 laps or so of this race because the teams aren't going to have to make it. They are going to have to stop. They're not going to be able to do fuel only, and I don't think they're going to push this tire. So you can see the final stops in this race, green flag coming in as quickly as 16 for 17 laps from now.
Well, here's a UPS snapshot on Rusty Wallace. Has been as low as 43rd, has been as high at 41st, rather, as high as 3rd. Currently 4th. He started back in the 20th position.
What these teams now are deciding to do, I'm sure, is take the amount of remaining laps that they had after they made that stop and just cut them in half and not take any chances on wearing those tires out. And that way they're able to run as hard as they want to. I mean, Ward Burton's out there running over 181 miles per hour. Nadeau and Bobby Labonte are running around 178 because they're taking it easy, trying to save their tires. Ward Burton knows he has to stop again. He's going to run it hard.
There is Nadeau, who is the 16th leader this year to lead the most laps. in a race. The leader of the most laps has won 15 races this season. Tony Stewart the most at 4. In third position is Bobby Labonte. And a change in strategy for the 18 team, right, Doc?
Right, Bob. They told Bobby Labonte that Mark Cronquist figured that if we got it full of fuel, we could make it all the way without having to stop again. But the concern is this. The right rear tire was worn out, as I showed you a moment ago, with just 60 laps, and you'd have to run 70 laps. Bobby, what do you want to do? Bobby said, let's think about maybe short pitting with 30 laps to go, come in, make another pit stop, and then I'll run them down as hard as I can to try to get the win. That way we don't worry about tire wear, and we're not guessing on gas if we short pit. They're still thinking about it. That's what Bobby votes for, and I think his vote carries a lot of weight. He sits in that seat.
Well, with the potential of these short pit situations, we're going to take a break here and then come back to see if they indeed happen. Ward Burton is leading over Jerry Nadeau, Bobby Labonte, Rusty Wallace, and Dave Blaney, and we'll be right back. Back at Atlanta Motor Speedway, we continue with the Napa 500. The leader is Ward Burton, Jerry Nadeau running second, and the man with whom we ride right now, Bobby Labonte, running in third position. He clinched the championship last week, and so did he come to Atlanta to cruise? Absolutely not. We talked with him about the strategy that he has for this final race of the year.
You know, even though the points are over with as far as we're concerned, at the end of the year, I think satisfaction is there's still 34 races that we want to race, and we want to go out there and do the best we can. It would be unbelievable if we could win that race, and we're definitely going to try.
He is trying very hard. He's 13 3/4 seconds behind the leader right now, but again, strategy is being played out in the pit area that could have a drastic effect on the outcome of this race.
We know for a fact that Ward Burton will have to stop.
Right.
He's the leader of the race. But we've already had reports that maybe Bobby Labonte and his crew might short pit. Somewhere about 30 laps to go. They have right now 45 to go.
Running in fourth position is Rusty Wallace, and in fifth is Dave Blaney back there in the 93 car. Now the 46 car running there at the bottom of the racetrack is a lap down, but boy, Todd Bodine has given that car a great run today. Todd currently 13th. Darrell Waltrip in his final race is back in 35th position, 6 laps down.
Tell you what, Dave Blaney's liking this Winston Cup racing all of a sudden, isn't he?
He's made great strides this year. And we are now beginning to see the final pit stops. Jeff Gordon's on pit road.
Jeff Gordon, after starting on the pole, dropped as far back as 12th and has worked his way back into the top 10. This will be his final pit stop of the day. Another adjustment, this time on the track bar. And as they went up, it looked like about a half a round there. And the left side tires now going on. Gordon keeping the engine gunning full of fuel. He is away.
Just 15.5 seconds stop for Jeff Gordon.
He was revving that engine, trying to make sure when he let the clutch, release the clutch on that car, he did not kill the engine.
Here comes Matt Kenseth down pit road for what should be his last pit stop.
Meanwhile, Ward Burton continues to move away from Jerry Nadeau. It was 8.5 seconds on lap 277, and now it's up to almost a 10-second advantage. Now Matt Kenseth is in, Bill.
This is a big stop for these guys. They made a track bar adjustment, chasing that Rookie of the Year award. 4 tires and fuel. Matt should be getting into the race.
And Dave Blaney is about to take away the 4th spot for Rusty Wallace, or at least is going to give it his best shot here as they head down into 1, but he couldn't get it done.
We saw the 43 car of John Andretti there in front of him and knew that that could be a factor as they come up on him as Bobby Hamilton makes the pit stop as we watch this battle for the 4th place.
Andretti has passed several cars cars. There he is in the 43. He started back in 41st position, but has steadily moved his way up and now is 17th.
Andretti made a pit stop just as we were talking about him.
Less than 40 laps to go in the 2000 Winston Cup season. And in our coverage of this series, which dates back to 1981.
Terry Labonte, Kellogg's number 5 car. He's back in the 16th position. He's a couple of laps down.
Mike Skinner dropped back to 8th position after that pit stop, and Ray can tell us what happened.
Well, Bob, they're just hanging out there, just running their laps. Here's the thing. He came in with just 68 laps to go, so they know that the 31 car can make it the distance on fuel. So if this thing stays green, they got a real good shot at winning this. But here's the problem. Mike called in and said apparently the alternator has gone bad because he's running the battery down. So Larry McReynolds told him, shut off all your fans and everything you can do to try to keep that thing running. We're going to win this race. Now, the last victory for Larry McReynolds as a crew chief was back in the 98 Daytona 500 with Dale Earnhardt. Today is his final day as a crew chief as he moves to television next year. So this would be a big win for Skinner, but also a big win for Larry McReynolds. Bill Weber?
Well, Rusty Wallace coming down pit road for his final stop if this race stays green. They've said 4 tires on the radio. We'll see if they really change 4. They clean the windshield. They want to try and clean the grill. They go to the right side first. The one thing you have to keep in mind when you short pit is that you could get burned by the caution. Indeed, they do take 4 tires and send Rusty back out. Great stop for those guys.
Blaney will relinquish his 5th position to make his final pit stop in the Amoco Pontiac. Jerry Punch, he's headed toward you.
After back-to-back top 10 runs at Phoenix and Homestead, Dave Blaney comes in for what should be his final pit stop for the 2000 season. What an impressive final part of the year for this rookie contender. Blaney now left side tires going on the Amoco Pontiac for Bill and Gail Davis, Doug Randolph and company. Slide air pressure adjustment, left rear lug nuts are on, and he is away. 16.2 seconds.
Dale Earnhardt, the next to hit pit road. The GM Goodwrench Service Plus Chevy arrives in his pit box, Jerry.
And the 7-time Winston Cup champion trying to finish second in the points. It's 19 points separating he and Jeff Burton when the day began. They cleaned the windshield. It'll be 4 tires. Once again, ever so slight on the air pressure to free the car up for these final laps here. The final 32 laps of the dark is away.
Pit stop was just a tick slow on Earnhardt on the Goodwrench Chevrolet that time as Jeff Gordon goes by. Car he's been racing with most of the day.
Still out front is Ward Burton. The interval is 10.5 seconds back to Jerry Nadeau, but he needs a pit stop, and it could come very soon.
He just keeps pulling away from these guys. He's still running around 180 miles per hour. I know they've got to stop, but I would think that they are not looking forward to stopping and putting on 4 fresh tires because
this set of tires has been good.
Has been really, really good for Ward Burton. .3 that time.
The team is poised on the wall, waiting for him when he decides to come in.
You know, you wonder if they leave it to the driver's discretion, or I think that it's a joint call between the driver and the crew chief. They been looking at that tire wear and know that they have to make another pit stop. But as Benny said, they hate to make one as good as that car is running right now, but it might pay them to come on in and get new tires on it.
As soon as Ward Burton feels anything the least bit funky, he will be on pit road. If he goes in the corner, if he gets a spot of oil and that car slips, he's going to think tires and he's going to head for pit road.
Funky, yeah. Out of the ordinary.
Okay, this time, 4 tires and fuel. This time.
4 tires and fuel.
Go use your hand signal if you can find a 43 spotter.
You should be sure and use your head. His spotter told him that I can't find the 43 spotter. So move over, give him a signal, let him know your intentions, that you're going on pit road, so he will not run in the back of you. And here he comes, the leader of the race.
600, buddy, back again. Bring it on down, buddy. 3,600. Bring on. There'll be 4 tires. 4 tires, no adjustment. 5, 4, 3, 6.
That was Tommy Baldwin Jr., the crew chief, making the call. Ward Burton has not had a top 5 finish since March of this year. He won at Darlington, then finished 3rd at Bristol a week later, and has been out of the top 5 ever since. Would this be huge for this team to finish the 2000 season with a win at Atlanta Motor Speedway? The 18 car is in as well. Bobby Labonte on pit road for the Interstate Batteries team's final pit stop for the day. They've gone to the right side, now the left side for Labonte. No adjustment for Bobby Labonte. They are short pitting. They can probably make it on fuel. But remember, tire wear was a major concern for the newest Winston Cup champions. Bush Hilton and the crew finishing work on the side. And Bobby will move back to the racetrack with just 27 laps to go in the 2000 season.
Barry Cook, the rear tire changer on the Interstate Batteries Pontiac, had all kind of problems that time. And we saw over a 20-second stop. Bill Weber.
Sterling Marlin on pit road. They talked it over, talked about just doing 2 right side tires, saw that everyone else took 4. They're going to take 4 as well, obviously just topping up the fuel cell. Left side tires going on. Sterling Marlin away in the Bell South ride, and we go to Kernan.
Jerry Nadeau is in for 4 tires after they were planning on stopping with 4 laps to go, but as soon as they saw Bobby Labonte come in and pit, they decided they could not allow him to beat them by short pitting. So Nadeau is down and away with a good stop on the Jeep's stopwatch. It was 14.4.
But now that puts Mike Skinner in the lead. Will his strategy pay off? Will the car hold out? Remember, he led so many laps here in the spring and failed to finish the race, finishing in 30th position. Well, the last few laps when we come back. Well, the question that we asked going to break was answered very quickly. The strategy that Mike Skinner had, well, it's kind of down the tubes, because shortly after that, Ward Burton passed him. Ward Burton has the lead and has separated himself by almost 4.5 seconds over Mike Skinner. Now, what about the 18 car, though?
We talk about this 18 car in the pit crew all year long. They have just been super. But watch this right rear tire. Barry Cook goes around. They throw the tire on. They let the jack down. But the tire, the right rear tire, is sitting on the air hose. Derek Jennings, the catch can man, finally pulls it out from under the car, but they cost him about 5 or 6 extra seconds.
All of the Roush cars, we've seen that overheating problem with those cars today. There's Jack Roush himself, and they're putting water in Kurt Busch's car. We've seen it on the 99 car. We saw it on other cars from the Roush stable.
Right now, the 18 and 93 are racing for position.
And that was for the 5th position. Bobby Labonte has just taken that position away, I think, from Dave Blaney. But they are about 22 seconds behind Ward Burton. Jerry Nadeau's 5.7 seconds behind Ward Burton.
But Jerry Nadeau is gaining on Ward Burton. But now, can he continue to gain at the pace that he is? Look at Burton. He knows he's got to go. Go 3 wide on the inside of turn 3 on the inside of Gordon.
And Benny, they're turning lap speeds of 184, 185 miles an hour. We've been talking about 178, 179, 180. I mean, they've stepped it up.
Down to John Kernan.
And Ned, there's good reason for that. Tony Furr, for the first time this race after this last pit stop, finally told Jerry Nadeau he could get everything he wanted to get out of that race car. He had been holding him back throughout the entire race from the beginning, preaching to take it easy, be easy on the tires, save fuel. But after this last pit stop, Tony got on the radio and said, Jerry, go for it. Take it to the front. He said, you can do it. You're a half a second a lap faster than Ward Burton.
But there are only 15 laps to go.
And every time Ward Burton puts some of those cars in between himself and Jerry Nadeau, that's working to his advantage. And he's mowing through that traffic with ease right now. Now, Nadeau might be able to do the same thing. Here comes Ward up on some more traffic.
That last lap, Jerry Nadeau ran over 185 miles per hour average speed as he tries desperately to get his first victory in NASCAR Winston Cup racing, but he's got to catch that car, the cat car.
4.6 seconds last lap interval. This lap is 4.3, and the caution is out. A big puff of smoke and a crash in the backstretch.
Which way to go?
Earnhardt just barely gets by Scott Pruitt.
Scott was running in the 28th position, 4 laps down.
Well, this is going to help Mike Skinner for one, because he was trying to go all the way, but he was going backwards.
Look at all these cars trying to get a lap.
Whoa, and Dallenbach gets hit from behind and spins, does a nice 360 and keeps going.
That is unbelievable.
How about that?
That is unbelievable. And the grandstand stand and give him a standing ovation. I think I will. Attaboy, Wally.
Great move. Boy, Joy Chitwood would be proud of that, wouldn't he? Man.
So now, what happens as far as pit stops?
Dude, the left rear tire is flat in Pruitt's
4 tires on it.
4 tires, they say.
Here it is.
Now the tire's up there. The left rear tire is up. And watch Earnhardt go by on this car on the inside. Watch this. Oh, yeah. That was Rusty. I'm sorry. It's Rusty. I thought it was Earnhardt. And here's where the 43 car of Andretti runs out of racetrack and gets into the left rear of Dallenbach. Folks, just watch this.
Just like they teach you at the Joey Chitwood driving school.
That is unbelievable.
Great job. Got his new sponsor on TV there, Pizza Hut. Dramatic way to do it.
Well, we have 314 laps about to be completed.
Well, you know they're going to stop, put tires on, because right now we only have 9 cars in the lead lap. But will somebody stay out and try to steal one?
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Ward comes in, I'm coming in.
If Ward comes in, I'm coming in.
Okay, now the game of chess begins.
Here we go.
There's 15, 17.
Ward, is he going to stop? Is he going to? Oh, yes.
Wow.
All the lead lap cars will have
Ray Dunlap.
4 tires here for Mike Skinner, but no gas, guys. They don't want to take a chance on any mistakes here, and they like the way the car is handling, but it will be a 4-tire stop. John Kernan.
It'll be right side tires only for Jerry Nadeau. Tony Furr is preaching, asked him what he wanted to do. If he wanted to go forward, 2. Jerry said 2. Dr. Jerry punched.
Right side tires going for Ward Burton. 2 tires only for Burton. Likewise, 2 tires only on the right side of the 3 car in the 18 to you, Bill Weber.
The 2 bunch talked it over. 2 right side tires for Rusty. 9.5 seconds.
Ward Burton leads the race off pit road, and we are now set up for what could be a thrilling finish to the season.
NASCAR Passing by Team Money.
Field gets the signal, one more lap, and then we'll go back to green flag racing. Now let's take a look at the point standings as they are right now. The only positions that have changed in the top 10, very important one, Dale Earnhardt now in the runner-up spot, and Jeff Burton is in the third. But again, look, only 4 points separate them in the battle for the second place. Okay, here's how they're running. 9 cars on the lead lap. Burton, Nadeau, Wallace, Blaney, Marlin, Skinner, Labonte, Earnhardt, and Gordon are the ones that are left to battle it out.
There's 16 through 30.
And the remainder of the field now with 6 cars officially out of the race.
So Jeff Burton back in 13th spot, 1 lap down. But he has 1, 2, 3 cars in front of him. If he can pass 2 of those cars, and Earnhardt, who's in 8th position, doesn't pass anyone, Burton will beat Earnhardt for the
runner-up position.
Runner-up position.
They've waved off the restart. We will not go green the next time around, so we'll take a break so that we will be back when they restart.
21.
Back at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and we have just a few more laps of racing to go in the 2000 season. Ward Burton is at the front of the field.
Be 7 laps to go when they come back this time, Bob.
Bob can never figure that out without his calculator. Ned. All right, pace car's about off. We're just about to settle this on the racetrack. Rusty laying back for that great start, but Nadeau, he can't pass on the inside.
Blaney gets way up high on the track and gets loose, and look at him charge toward the front of the field as Nadeau.
And here comes Labonte, the 18 car with 4 fresh tires. And look what a run he has.
Do what you want.
Do what you want. Yeah, you want to stay out front.
Just protect your bottom. Bobby and Kevin, just protect your bottom.
Nadeau takes the lead down the backstretch. Labonte tries to come to second. Ward Burton, however, has second. And look at Dale Earnhardt using the middle groove to hang in there in third and challenge Ward for second.
Labonte got his momentum broken there for momentarily, and Earnhardt just shot right up in there. Mike Skinner now coming up through there. He has 4 fresh tires as well.
And all this is doing is allowing Nadeau to stretch the advantage here with less than 6 laps to go. 3 wide racing behind him. Jeff Gordon to the inside of Skinner.
And he'll try to drive down the inside of Bobby Labonte.
There's a tire.
Whoa. Caution is coming out. Nope.
It's from the 93 car.
That's too bad. He had a great run going here. Had a possible top 5 finish going, definitely top 10.
Wow.
Left front tire is gone flat, and he's lost the cap. But can Nadeau stay in front of Earnhardt? That is the question.
Well, a first-time winner possibly, but probably the worst thing you could imagine is having the number 3 car in your rearview mirror as you enter the last 4 laps.
And Earnhardt's car has been very, very good for a few laps on a restart.
Well, they don't have it. A few laps to go. He's going to have to really pick up some speed. Nadeau's car's been all too fast all day long. I don't know. I don't believe Earnhardt can catch him.
And Bobby Labonte, I really thought he'd be able to do something with those 4 fresh tires.
Nadeau now has 3 more laps to go.
3 to go.
And the interval is 1.06 seconds.
That time, Jerry Nadeau ran over 187 miles per hour with 2 fresh tires.
Jerry Nadeau's best Atlanta finish.
You're a cat. Go, cat, go. You got him.
Best Atlanta finish in 5 races, 20th last November.
Earnhardt seems to be losing ground.
He definitely is, Ben. Nadeau pulling away. Here's a battle for third between Jeff Gordon and Ward Burton. And just glancing up at the scoreboard, Jeff Burton has not been able, he's passed 1 car, Benny, but he needs to pass 1 more
Well,
but Earnhardt's passed some cars too, so.
Yeah, so right now, Earnhardt can stay there. He will finish second in the 2000 NASCAR Winston Cup point standings.
The white flag.
One more time, buddy.
One more lap to go in the 2000 NASCAR Winston Cup season. The interval is 1.2 seconds between Nadeau and Dale Earnhardt.
Back it down and coast through this corner.
Back in March of '81, Darrell Waltrip took the checkered flag to win the very first race that we televised on ESPN. And in November of 2000, Jerry Nadeau wins the final race on ESPN. It is his first Winston Cup win in his 103rd race, the fourth first-time winner of 2000, and the 14th different winner this year. Tying a mark set in 1991. Congratulations to the Hendrick team and Jerry Nadeau. The last time that we had a first-time winner at Atlanta was Jim Hurtubise in the spring of 1966. There's the champion, Bobby Labonte, but the winner here this afternoon, Jerry Nadeau. We'll be right back. Jerry Nadeau still hasn't found victory lane.
He might be stuck now. He's got enough help there, though. I think they can get him back to the victory lane.
Those guys are so happy they can't stand themselves. All right, guys, push him out of there. But meanwhile, Bobby Labonte, our champion in 2000.
Here are the unofficial results. Earnhardt finishes second in the race and in the championship. Ward Burton finishes in third position. There's 16 through 30. And now the remainder of the field, Jeffrey Bodine will finish 43rd, and Darrell Waltrip in his final race finishes 34th. There, the final points. The season is over. Earnhardt, Burton, Jarrett, Ricky Rudd are in the top 5, and of course we'll have live coverage of the NASCAR Winston Cup banquet from the Waldorf Astoria, in which the top 10 finishers make the stage and get all that money. Now to Jerry Punch.
This will be a celebration to remember 30-year-old Jerry Nadeau, his 103rd career start. He becomes the fourth first-time winner in the year 2000. And take a listen. Jerry, congratulations. Here is John Hendrick. John Hendrick comes in to give him a big hug. Congratulations. Win number 1 of hopefully many to come.
I can't believe it.
Tony Furr, the crew chief, coming up to give him a big hug. Who got at him all day, Jerry?
I hate it. My mom and dad aren't here. My wife, Jada. I'm excited. These guys are the best in the world. I tell you, I got to thank Michael Holligan for being on board all year long. We had a tough year, but what a way to end the season. The car was flawless. The guys did an awesome job on pit road. I got to thank Hendrick Motorsports, all the guys at the engine shop. Honey, I'll be home soon.
You know, you showed your strength all day. It's okay to show your emotions. I mean, this is win number 1. Jerry, outstanding effort. The last few laps, you saw Bobby Labonte coming, Earnhardt, others coming. Did you think, you said, man, am I going to have my hands full here these last 4 or 5?
I didn't know what was going to happen there. I couldn't believe that the 22 car was in front of us the whole time. And, you know, I thought we had a pretty healthy lead before that. And then all of a sudden, he was ahead of me by the end of the race. And so we put on 2 tires, same as they did. But the car was just awesome. I mean, we were catching him every lap. And I'm just so excited. These guys are the best. I want to say hello to my mom and dad, my sister down in Florida, and my wife, Jada. I'm just so excited.
Jerry, in 1981, on our first ESPN telecast, we saw a young up-and-coming driver named Darrell Waltrip win. And on our last telecast today, we see another up-and-coming young driver, Jerry Nadeau, win. We wish you the best of luck. Go win some championships and win some more races.
I really thank you. I know you can't fill Darrell Waltrip's shoes, but it's good to win this race, especially the last race he's been in. Thank you.
Jerry Nadeau in victory lane for the very first time in his career, but it will not be the last. An emotional victory for Team Hendrick and the MichaelHolligan.com Chevrolet.
Bobby Labonte is, of course, the champion for the 2000 season. The stage has been assembled here at the start-finish line, and Bobby Labonte is about to receive the congratulations of everyone for that feat. But here's what it's like to win your first Winston Cup race and what you do when you finally take that checkered flag.
We've seen a lot of the donut-type situations with the various drivers, and he must have practiced that. He knew how to do it.
He knew exactly how to do it. You know, this is the last time I worked with Bob Jenkins, in the next little while. But Bob, the last 12 years has been an absolute privilege and a pleasure, and I love you, man.
Thank you. You too, Big P.
Sure have it's been a joy over the years. This will be my last time to work with any of you because this is my last Winston Cup broadcast. It's been a great ride. Thanks.
We have extensive coverage coming up on RPM tonight, of course, and don't forget the special presentation, Darrell Waltrip, a champion salute. That can be seen at 9:30 Eastern Time on Sunday here on ESPN2. So it's been a wonderful, wonderful run here for the past 20 years on ESPN doing NASCAR Winston Cup racing. Certainly our congratulations go to everyone who has contributed to what we have done, and especially to Jerry Nadeau, who had an outstanding race here today, and to Bobby Labonte, who is the champion for 2000. Throughout life, we as individuals and professionals invest countless time, money, and effort in search of all the elusive elements that can bring our health and happiness to the next level. But every once in a while, magic happens. That special combination that just cannot be explained. It just happens. On a Sunday afternoon at Rockingham in 1981, the magic began. We now arrive at a moment that every member of this team had wished would never come for over a year. The time we knew that we all must go our separate ways, and then hopefully, just for a while, our NASCAR Winston Cup coverage. As the senior member of the team, I've accepted the responsibility of saying farewell. And believe me, it is not easy. Benny, Ned, Jerry, John, Bill, Mike Wells, our director, and Neil Goldberg, our producer, and a lot of other behind-the-scenes people, and I, have become like family over the years. And although I and several other members of this team will continue to be seen on ESPN, our time together as a team is over. We thank everyone at NASCAR and the various tracks we've visited, but most importantly, we thank you, our fans, who have contributed so much to our coverage down through the years. It was for you that we've done this since 1981. Without you, there would have been no magic. And so it is to you that we dedicate these next few moments. We hope you take pride, as we will, in what we've accomplished on those more than 200 Sunday afternoons.